Hello and welcome. This demonstration is a simplified way to make a new drawing for an icon using sacred geometry. Sacred geometry has been used for centuries in spiritual and artistic traditions, and it offers a beautiful foundation for creating meaningful and balanced designs. In this video, we'll walk through some basic shapes, grids, and constructions that can help you begin your own icon. You will need drawing paper, pencil, paper, and eraser. It's always good to keep a compass handy too. I hope that you enjoy this and that it helps you in creating icons that are both visually powerful and deeply symbolic. God bless. So I've decided on the size of my board, which is going to be 9 by 12. So I'm going to measure exactly halfway in between each side. So half of 12 is 6. And then I'm going to draw that line. And then the same for the sides. So that's 9, so that would be 4.5. So I'm basically just creating a grid, which is really a cross. And this is a simple way of creating a sacred geometry grid for your icon. So now I have just a cross, as you can see. Then I'm going to, I need to have a longer ruler. Hold on, I'll go get one. Okay, so we have a bigger, longer ruler. Now, and I want to just draw the diagonals and be really careful to go right into through the middle here. So that should go like that. And that should go there. That should do it, I think. Pretty good. And I'll do the same on this side. So you want to go exactly through the middle and exactly to the two edges so that the center is perfect. Mine is not perfect. It hardly ever is, but I do try to get it that way. Okay, so now as you can see, let's see if you can see, there you go. So now I have here, and then I'm going to measure half of each of these rectangles. So we've got 4.5 is the center, so 2.25 would be the center of that one, and the same up here would be 1, 2, and 1/4. And the same thing down here. Two and 1/4, and 2 and 1/4, and then taking my longer ruler, connect those two, and connect these two. There are various ways you can make grids. This is just a simple one. And then what I do is, you can see it how it is right now. I'll take a picture of it for you and put it in the video. But you can see that there's an interstices here where these two triangles meet, and I'm going to draw a vertical line through each one of those. Okay, as I said, I will take a picture of this for you. But this is just a simple geometric grid. And then I'm connecting again using the interstices of each rectangle. I'm putting diagonals through each one. And then the other way as well. So, no worries, I will take a picture of this for you. But it's just a matter of connecting up each of the interstices of the rectangles until you get a grid that looks like this. So here's my board that I've drawn the grid on. Now I'm taking my tracing paper, which in this case is an exact fit because the tracing paper is 9 by 12. So I got lucky that way, and I'm just going to tape it on so it does not move while I'm tracing the grid onto the tracing paper. Now, the reason that we're doing this on the tracing paper also is because the tracing paper is going to be the surface that we're going to be playing with and moving our objects that are in our composition around on. So we want to see where they're going to fit within the sacred geometry of this composition. So that's the idea behind that. So just go ahead and just draw all of these lines again, but it will be on the tracing paper. If you have a grid that you prefer doing it a different way, that is absolutely fine. absolutely fine with me. But this is just a simple one to get you used to the idea of incorporating sacred geometry in your compositions. So if you're a total beginner and you're watching this, this is what I do when I create the drawings for you that we use in class. So what you get when you come to a class is you get an icon board that's already had many, many hours of preparation in it. See, here I am talking, so I went off the mark there. And you're getting a drawing that has had many, many hours of preparation put into it as well. That's what enables us to help you to get an icon finished in such a short period of time. So, okay, so I have that. So now I have to do the diagonals. But somebody has to do this. Now, we talk about copying icons from before the Renaissance. Now you see why. Before the Renaissance, even some people after the Renaissance did this, but generally speaking, if you copy an icon from before the Renaissance, you will have less naturalism and more symbolism and sacred geometry in your icon. So it's good to copy until you really have a good sense of what you're trying to do and how to do it. And then after this, the fun begins. That's when we will start taking some of the drawings that we've been making, some of the sketches, and start placing them on the grid, on the tracing paper, to see where they're going to fit and how they're going to work out. And that allows us to move them around, to change their placement, to arrive at a composition which is sure and rooted in sacred geometry. And I like doing these grids geometrically because I'm one of those people, as you might already have guessed, that for me to measure, I'll be here all day trying to get everything exact. But if I just work with geometric shapes, straight lines and circles, I can get things very, very accurate. Okay, so now I have my tracing paper with the grid on it also. And we're ready for the next stage. Okay, so here is my piece of tracing paper where I have traced the drawing I showed you, just a simple, drawing a horizontal and a vertical, and then drawing the diagonals, and then the interstices, and then again the interstices of the diagonals. Very, 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 very simple. You can use other geometric patterns like this, but I think, to my mind, this is the easiest, so I wanted to start with that. So, and here's the idea. So I've shown you the painting or icon that I'm copying, and I've done several drawings. I've shown you those. Here's a quick drawing that I did just with the basic shapes Now I have very clearly defined my board size is 9 by 12, so these are perfect for that. So I'm going to try placing these in different places on my icon board. I could place it here. Notice then I can see how the feet are pretty much on the same horizontal line, so that's good. I could notice that his head is lower than this one, so I could change that a little bit if I wanted to. That adds a bit more energy and movement to the piece. You know, there's lots of possibilities here, but I think the one I'm going to go with is actually placing them more in the center and having their heads be somewhat level. So I like that. I think that's going to give some nice dynamic flow. One thing I could do, I notice right over here, there's space, but then I have this here. So now I think I'll leave it just the way it is. Now I've done a few other quick little drawings too, just to show you. So here's one. This is like a plant type thing, like a bush. I could decide where I want to place that. I have another one. I could place that up here, perhaps. And I have just like a kind of a plant, but the shape right here appears in the original, so I thought I would try that. I could put that here. And I could straighten this out. See how you can see that it's not straight, so I could definitely straighten that out. So this gives you an idea. Oh, and also I definitely want to have text. So this is about the size that the text is going to be. So I could put the text here. I could also, what I think I am going to do is just put the text more like here. And then I might even put some more text down here as well. So this gives you an idea of how you can use the sacred geometry in planning your composition. If I wanted to, I could move these over here. And I could take this and put this over here. I could have one text box up here and another one down here. So all of this is pretty interesting, and I could even have a whole other something over here, but I do have the scripture that this is going to be illustrating, so that will give me a clue as to if anything else needs to come into this composition. Okay, so it's very simple, I think, and I hope you enjoy trying it out. God bless.